Everything started with a forbidden love. A love that was never meant to happen and never meant to survive. Now, a furious father freshly released, and a past that follows them like a shadow. Two innocent lovers must fight for something they were never even allowed to call love. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next videos. The movie begins with a girl named Noah. She is packing her belongings, and before leaving, her eyes fall on a framed picture of her father, a champion in car racing. Noah is supposed to leave their old house with her mother because her mother has remarried, and now they must move into her new husband William's home. Noah is upset, both because she is leaving her friends behind and because she has to adjust to a new life. But soon she realizes William is a kind, handsome, and extremely wealthy man. When they arrive at William's house, Noah is genuinely shocked by the huge mansion, especially when she sees her own room facing the ocean, something she could never imagine even in her dreams. Her mother hopes Noah can find peace in this house and learn to get along with their new family. Noah talks to her best friend about how overly luxurious the house is and how she personally prefers a simpler life. While looking for a sandwich, she suddenly comes across Nick, William's son and her new stepbrother. Nick scares her with his dog, but then calms the dog down. Their first interaction goes terribly. From Noah's point of view, Nick is spoiled, arrogant, and obsessed with his luxury lifestyle under his rich father's shadow. On the first night, William takes them to a fancy restaurant so they can get to know each other better. He and Noah's mother hope the kids will get along, but Nick and Noah start bickering from the very beginning. Nick leaves the table pretending he is work, but instead he goes to a party. Noah also wishes she could go home sooner. William asks Nick to drive Noah home. Nick, out of spite, drives recklessly to scare her. Then he says, "Your mom must really love you to put up with you." Noah answers, "You don't understand anything about a mother's love." Nick gets angry and drops Noah in the middle of the road. Noah's phone dies, and frightened, she waves down a passing car. The driver, Mario, agrees to take her to William's house. Mario, who knows William's family, realizes Noah is their new stepdaughter. He tells her that no party happens around here without Nick's presence and suggests taking her to the very party Nick went to. Noah agrees, partly for fun, partly out of curiosity. At the party, Mario points out a dangerous guy named Ronnie, who has just been released from prison, and warns Noah to stay away from him. Noah sees Nick having fun with several girls. Nick is not happy to see her at all. Out of spite, Noah says, "I'll tell your dad what his perfect son is really up to." Nick warns her not to stand in his way. Meanwhile, Jenna approaches Noah and befriends her, then introduces her boyfriend, Lane. But Ronnie, wanting to harm Noah, gives one of his friends a drugged drink to hand to her. Noah thinks it's soda at first, but soon feels sick. Right before they force her to drink more, Nick finds her and pulls her away from Ronnie. Since Noah is in bad shape, Nick is forced to leave the party and take her home. Noah can barely stand. Nick lifts her up and carries her to her bed. That night, Noah dreams of a childhood nightmare when her mother used to hide her inside a closet to protect her from her father's violence. The next morning, Noah and Jenna are sunbathing at the beach. That night, Nick is supposed to race Ronnie in a car competition. Noah goes to the track as well. There, she receives a photo, Dan, her ex-boyfriend, kissing her best friend. Noah is shocked and, out of revenge, asks the first guy she sees to kiss her. But Nick appears again, pushes the guy away, and kisses Noah himself so she can send the picture to Dan. Before the race starts, Nick puts Noah in his car to drive her home, but he gets distracted and arrives late. Ronnie tempts Noah to race instead. Despite her calm appearance, Noah is an incredible driver and wins the race. But it turns out Ronnie tricked her because anyone racing in Nick's place is illegal, meaning Nick automatically loses. Ronnie and Nick get into a fight. Noah panics and sits aside, frightened as memories of her past flash before her. Jenna takes her out. A few days later, William's company party is held. Nick hasn't been home for 4 days. Noah continues to receive threatening messages. Nick has been with Maggie, his little sister, a sick and lonely girl whom their mother abandoned. Nick acts as both a father and a mother to Maggie. At night, when Nick finally returns, he sees Noah watching a car race and tells her that navigating those curves is impossible. Noah says it was actually very easy for her. Later, they kiss again, but Nick says they shouldn't touch because Noah is only 17 and she is his stepsister. Noah, surprised, says to Nick, "So you get close to me and then tell me not to move forward?" Nick himself doesn't even know why he is so unsettled. He feels completely out of control and Noah's behavior affects him more than ever. The next day, Rafaela, as a surprise, invites Dan, Noah's ex-boyfriend, to the house. Noah is not happy to see him, but the bigger problem is something else. After Dan's betrayal, Noah had sent him a photo of herself kissing Nick. She fears that Dan will learn about Nick and tell her parents everything. Meanwhile, Nick isn't worried about this at all. On the contrary, he takes every opportunity to tease Dan and, of course, to kiss Noah. During this time, Ronnie's grudge seems endless. He is constantly plotting to harm Noah and Nick. Once, he sees Nick on the way and threatens him, "Tell your sister not to go out alone." This threat leads to a conversation confrontation, and Nick returns home injured. When he enters the yard, he sees Noah asleep on the couch. Nick looks at the wound on Noah's stomach in surprise. Suddenly, Noah wakes up in panic, thinking Dan has touched her. She punches Nick hard in the face, but immediately feels ashamed of her action. Nick calms her down and explains that Ronnie threatened her, and from now on, she shouldn't go anywhere without him. Before he finishes, Dan walks in and sees them. Noah clearly tells Dan, "If you want me to forgive you, leave. And don't tell my parents anything." The next day, Nick, Noah, Anna, and Mario get into the car to go to a boxing match. Anna, seeing that Nick's attention is on Noah, gets angry and looks for a chance to take revenge. She starts telling their past. She says Noah's father was a champion in car racing, which is why Noah is such an amazing driver. But Nick, because his mother abandoned him, sought rebellion and anger release, participating in parties and competitions to vent. Noah still doesn't know exactly where Nick is taking her until she realizes that Nick intends to participate in a boxing match. Noah, who hates violence, becomes upset. Nick says he fights to release his anger, but Noah cannot bear to witness such scenes and leaves. Mario follows her. Just as he tries to kiss Noah, Nick, who has won the match, arrives and throws Mario to the ground. Mario leaves, and Nick admits, "Noah, you're the first girl I've ever felt jealous over. Seeing you changes me." But Noah pushes back. In a trembling voice, she says, "I don't want you to touch me. You scare me. I don't want another violent man to come into my life and hurt me." She returns home with Jenna. For a while, Nick and Noah do not get close, but Noah continues receiving threatening messages from an unknown person. Until one day, William calls Nick and tells him he must look after Noah. He reveals a big secret. Noah's father was a violent man who had repeatedly beaten Rafaela and had even once tried to kill Noah with a knife. In court, Noah testified against her father, which led to his imprisonment. But now, he has been free for 2 weeks, and Rafaela fears he might harm Noah for revenge. Nick finally understands why Noah had been afraid of him. Noah still doesn't know that her father is out of prison. Nick rushes to a party where Noah and Jenna are. Just as Noah's father tries to approach her, Nick arrives. Noah, having left her jacket behind, goes back inside. Anna, still seeking revenge, traps her inside a wardrobe. Noah pleads and cries for her to open the door. The shadow of her father's painful memories falls upon her again. Nick finds her and gets her out of that situation. Noah asks him to stay by her side that night. Nick holds her in his arms the whole night. In the morning, William anxiously enters the room, sees them naked together, informs Nick that Maggie is in the hospital, and leaves without saying a word. Nick and Noah realize that Maggie has disconnected the medical devices from herself to get attention. Nick tells the doctor that Maggie needs her mother more than a nurse. Noah and Nick know that if they return home, their parents, who are aware of their relationship, will react badly. But Noah doesn't want her mother's relationship with William to be harmed. Nick says, "If loving each other is a sin, we are the most guilty." Noah quietly replies, "If this is the last time we're together, I want it to be my first relationship, and I want it to be memorable for both of us." That night, under the moonlight, they share their first romantic experience. But their happiness is short-lived. On the way back, when Nick stops at a supermarket, Ronnie enters the car and kidnaps Noah. The police review the security footage and realize that Ronnie is the kidnapper. William angrily tells Nick, "If Noah gets out of this situation, you no longer have the right to touch her or come near her." The police find threatening letters in Noah's room. At that moment, Jonas, Noah's father, calls Rafaela and demands $1 million to release his daughter. It is revealed that Ronnie and Jonas met each other in prison. William and Rafaela take the money to the agreed location, but the kidnapper doesn't show up. He is more interested in seeing Rafaela and Noah suffer than in the money. Nick remembers the insurance tracker and traces the car. He reaches the hiding place, but Noah and her father flee quickly. Nick pursues them along with the police. Jonas wants revenge for all the years he missed out on racing, taking it out on his daughter. Noah drives with all her strength. Jonas fires at Rafaela, but William uses his bulletproof bag as a shield, preventing the bullet from hitting his wife. The chase reaches a dead end. Noah finds herself in an impossible situation. Nick communicates with her through their emotional connection and intuition. The two cars rush toward each other and momentarily come side by side. Noah and Nick lower their heads, and the police shoot at Jonas. Jonas is killed. Rafaela embraces Noah and finally breathes a sigh of relief. The police also arrest Ronnie. That night, Nick secretly enters Noah's room, and they spend another quiet night together. In the end, Rafaela says to William with concern, "This matter has to end." The film ends, but the story will continue in the next episodes. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, hit the bell, and stay tuned for the continuation of the story. See you in the next video.